What's good, people? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. I'm in Cape Town. Nothing behind me actually says Cape Town, but I am in Cape Town right now. I flew in yesterday. It's been a crazy few days. I left London and went to Doha, spent the night there. From Doha to Johannesburg, I done a show there, and now I'm in Cape Town. So it is crazy, but I'm not going to complain at all. There was a time when I was at Islington Council doing a 9 to 5 and used to fucking beg for 5 o'clock to come. So I'm definitely not complaining. All right, let's talk Anthony Fowler, Scott FITZGERALD. A lot of people have asked my opinions on this fight. What a great little matchup, right? It's almost stolen the show. When you think about it, Liam Smith-Eggington, I assume that's the main event. Not many people are interested in that fight. In fact, it probably goes FITZGERALD-Fowler, then really Price versus Cash Ali, then Liam Smith-Eggington. So this should be a good one. There's obviously a lot of needle. I like that. I don't know why I like it. I just like it when fighters have this animosity towards each other. I'm not a fan of shake hand, gentleman shit. I'm a fan of a bit of trash talk, if it's real, and then go in there and do the business. And I think these guys have been going at each other for at least a month now. At least a month, back and forth. It's almost got personal as well. I don't know if, like myself, you follow both of these guys on Twitter, but if you do, you realize that the war of words between both of these guys has become very personal, which can be good for some boxers. Some boxers actually feed off that kind of aggression, like a Nigel Benn, but some boxers, I feel like, just lose it a bit. I feel like some boxers actually maybe fight too aggressive, right? And they just completely go off their game plan. And I think that's what's going to happen on the fight. I think one of these guys is going to just fight too aggressive, go for the knockout, and literally blow themselves out and get stopped themselves. I don't know who it's going to be. I do favour Fowler a bit more, if I'm honest with you. I think that he's the better boxer of the two. I think both are still very crude, but when I watch Fowler, it looks like he's fighting to a game plan, which tends to be going to the body, but it looks like he's actually fighting to a game plan, where I think FITZGERALD was almost going with the motions a bit. So I do think Fowler's the better boxer of the two. Fowler reminds me a bit of, and I'm not saying he's like this guy at all, but he reminds me a bit of Carl Froch. When I watch him, it reminds me a bit of Carl Froch. That's probably a big name drop, but Carl Froch wasn't the best boxer. I mean, when he came through as an amateur, obviously he gave himself the nickname the Cobra, because he was a little fast with his hands, but as he got older, he became a bit slow and a bit predictable, and that's kind of what Fowler reminds me of for some reason. I don't know why. Fowler just reminds me of that. A guy that's tough, very strong and very big at the weight, but lacks any really good foot or head movement. But again, I feel like Fowler could go to the trenches, almost like a Carl Froch. I think he lives the life. He's massive for super welterweight. I think he has to live the life because of that, because if he doesn't live the life, he's going to balloon up too big, because he is a very big 154 pounder. As an amateur, he fought at 160 middleweight, so he's actually coming down, where Scott FITZGERALD's doing something that's actually quite rare. He fought as an amateur as a welterweight and he's going up. Normally it is the other way around, where whatever weight you fight as an amateur, you actually go down in weight. Go and check how many people have done that. That's kind of what you normally do. So on the night, Fowler's just going to be a lot bigger than him. He's just going to be a lot bigger. Scott FITZGERALD does look like he's in good shape, but I expect Fowler to weather the early storm from FITZGERALD. There will be a storm, and then come through, just because I think he is the stronger and possibly the better boxer too. Both of them had good amateur records. Both of them have won Commonwealth Games gold medals. I think Fowler's won a bronze at the World Championship as well. Fowler's amateur record is actually pretty good. I think it's something like 191 and 19, which is very, very impressive as an amateur. So that tells me that he can go to war, because he's built like that, let's be honest, but he also can box as well. And I feel like he's just the better in probably every single department over FITZGERALD. I think he's got a better jab than FITZGERALD. Again, he goes to the body more. FITZGERALD probably has a bit better movement, but I like the way Fowler cuts off the ring. Go and watch his fights. He does cut off the ring quite well. So in the end, I just think it comes down to a good big man beats a good little man. And although they are both coming at 154 pounds, Fowler is just naturally the bigger man. So I think Fowler will get the victory. I think Fowler might even get a late stoppage. There are talks about Fowler possibly fighting Cheeseman if he comes through this one, which I almost think is a step back, especially when you look at how Cheeseman performed in his last outing. So I think it's probably a case of him going to European level after this. I do think the other 154 pounders in the country are just too good, i.e. Liam Smith and Kell Brook. I mean, there could be an argument that he does fight the winner of the main event, Liam Smith versus Sam Eggington, but I just think it's too early. And I think for Liam Smith, it's a step back, and he doesn't want that. So I think a case of maybe going for the European title. Not quite sure who's got that belt, but I do expect Fowler to get the victory today. I think Fowler, again, just too good and too strong for FITZGERALD. But it's going to be a good fight, I think, for maybe 4 or 5 rounds. What do you guys think? Let me know. Peace.